My lords, we have identified 6 new Paragons roaming the galaxy seeking to peddle their services. They are incredibly capable leaders, both dangerous and in these cases devoted to their specific Shroud patrons. Make no mistake, they are religious zealots, and we should keep a very watchful eye upon them. Today, I'll detail all 6 for you and rank them by least to most dangerous. And we'll begin with Ganuthuata, a devout disciple of the Cradle of Souls. Ganuthuata is eager to seek out and share its profound truths with those who have the means to receive them. It is a warm and soothing creature that manages to make us feel at ease in both the physical and mental realm. It has the following to say. Greetings, I am Ganuthuata, and I have come seeking like-minded individuals who have awoken to the true path. Have you heard the message of the Cradle of Souls? Ganuthuata does not have a huge amount to say. It seems that it wants to learn from us. It seeks friendship with us and states that it has searched for an age for minds attuned to the Cradle's splendor. And now, we are the civilization that stirs within its light. It says that it will attempt to carry our message across the stars. It wants to welcome the galaxy into the Cradle's gentle embrace. I think it's amusing that it's been searching for an age to find someone who's attuned to the Cradle. Perhaps that's reflective of the Cradle's ethics popularity. Nevertheless, the creature is potent, though I think of all the Paragons we're going to discuss today, it is probably the least dangerous. Ganuthuata has the Disciple of the Cradle destiny trait. This increases leader lifespan by 15 years, and when Ganuthuata works as a planetary governor, it will increase stability, which is very lovely. It will decrease crime, which is also lovely but not really amazing, and it'll increase Zro from jobs by 10%. However, it will reduce all resources from jobs by 10%. So it seems like you're trading 10% of your resource job output for 10% Zro from jobs. Unless you're particularly lacking Zro, I don't really see this as a giant win. The things that you could use Zro for may be psionic weaponry or psionic components in general. That would certainly be valuable, but other than having a rare resource that you can sell, I'm not sure. I think I'd rather have the resources I want from the jobs in the first place. Its other traits are not particularly noteworthy. Spycraft, not very useful. Principled is okay. Entourage, well, that's not terrible if you need the envoys. And intel is never something to be sniffed at. But nevertheless, I think that this Paragon is the weakest of the bunch. Unless you have a really specific build that requires a huge amount of Zro, in which case maybe this would be fantastic for you. But I think for the average Empire, I don't really see this one being fantastic. Moving on to Koboroka. Battle-worn armor and a blood-smeared cloak conceal a masked figure. A hoarse growl cuts through the quiet. This galaxy deserves to suffer. I sense that you feel the same way. As the Admiral speaks, he strokes the hilt of an ornate bladed weapon. He tells us that he has been called to us, but ultimately he serves the Eater of Worlds. He states that together we can choke the stars in every corner of the galaxy. There is only so much suffering one can sow on their own. He states that the Eater commands his every breath. He is sworn into its service and has seen this moment in his dreams. We asked him why he served the Eater of Worlds, to which he responded, "I was betrayed, broken, and cast into agony. The Eater spoke to me. It blessed me with what was needed to survive in that moment, a bloodied cloth over bloodied wounds. It gave me the power to sever the hands that wrought my suffering. Now I'm in its debt. Accept me into your service, and together we will bathe countless systems in cleansing flame, and feast on a symphony of screams. We will watch worlds burn. Together, we will show the galaxy things it can never forget. This is our destiny." Clearly, Koboroka is not the friendliest alien out there, but they are extremely capable. Koboroka has the Bloodbringer destiny trait. This will give Zro per devastation inflicted by orbital bombardment. It will increase ship fire rate by 35% and ship weapon damage by 25%, but it will also reduce combat disengagement chance by 100%. These, minus the combat disengagement chance, are obviously fantastic traits. However, they are tied to one specific military fleet. So, unlike the Cradle Paragon we just discussed, which can affect a whole planet and indeed a sector, Koboroka can only affect one military fleet. He will be a fantastic admiral, and that fleet will be devastating to behold, but at the end of the day, it is one single fleet. He will also come as a level 8 leader, as will all of the Paragons we're discussing today, which has its own benefits when he's leading a fleet anyway. He is indeed fantastic, but I don't think there's anything truly unique about the Bloodbringer trait, other than perhaps the 0 per devastation. I don't think that's the best thing in the world, but it's nice to have. Moving on to Ouw'Ron. Exiled from their nomadic clan after bearing witness to the end of the cycle, Ouw'Ron has wandered the stars in search of its favour. Now, with the reckoning on the horizon, they burn with purpose, and they will not be denied. We first came into contact with this being when an incomprehensible flurry of signals flooded into our communications array. Amid the chaos, a single voice began to pierce through. "At last you've come, not punctual, but not too late either. Fear not, I see beyond the narrow bounds of this physical prison we call a reality. The offering has been made, and my path is clear." Then we noticed their eye sockets were empty, long since abandoned. Like others, this being had surrendered its sight in service to the cause. We asked the creature how long it had known about the end of the cycle. It stated, "Longer than I've been conscious. As with all minds, the knowledge lies dormant until the shroud peels back the veil. There, its pure intent becomes clear. Our purpose is simple, to usher in the end. We have both seen the reckoning's inevitability. The unravelling has begun. There is no path but through. Together, we spiral towards conclusion. I am but dust in this dying cycle, as are we all. What could I truly offer? Minds fade from this galaxy, and I am tasked with guiding them swiftly. I extend that mercy to you. Should you choose to accept this creature into your service, you will find that they come with the Apostle of the End destiny trait. This, like the Eater of Worlds Paragon, will affect an individual fleet that they are commanding. It will increase the aura intensity per ship, which is quite important with the end of the cycle, as you are looking to spread that aura throughout the galaxy. It will increase the jump drive range while in the aura of the end by 50%. It will also decrease jump drive cooldown by 50%. Damage to star bases will be increased by 50%. Sublight speed will be increased by 25%, and ship fire rate will be increased by 25%. As before, Ouw'Ron is also a level 8 admiral and is a very capable military commander. Any fleet that they're leading will get access to the bonuses we've just discussed, making it an extremely potent fleet indeed. You should put them on your biggest and best fleet, and he will only improve their capabilities. However, in terms of ranking him against the other Paragons, his traits only affect that individual fleet. Should you accept him, he will make a great leader, but he's probably not going to change the fate of the galaxy by himself. Most interestingly, if you choose not to recruit this leader, he will get very cross with you indeed. He'll have the following to say: "All actions have consequences. As our communication array flares into life, Ouw'Ron bursts forth in a torrent of righteous fury. Heretic, fool, deceiver. We should have known, we should have struck you down the moment your blighted essence dared trespass into the Shroud. You have delayed the inevitable, the finality that was foretold. What do you imagine this defiance achieves? Everything you might have gained now is lost. There is only one end, so sing to oblivion." Ouw'Ron will then attack you. He will bring forth a small fleet from the Shroud and attempt to annihilate you and your civilization. Not the friendliest chap. We're now at the halfway point, and we'll move on to Kronen, the Inflicted, who is the paragon of the composer of strands. Once a visionary mind, now a fractured shell, this reclusive scientist has been twisted by the schemes of the composer. Only their staggering intellect remains, flickering like a dying star in the dark. It seems the more flesh they shape, the more their own flesh unravels. The composer remakes all who dare to learn its forbidden art. As our sensors detected a vessel breaching our borders, a strange voice echoed from across the Shroud. tired, shrill, and yet disturbingly familiar, like the hum of the composer. A voice came through the comm system. New flesh. Intriguing. So soft. So mutable. Or is it? Hard to say. So many knots shifting beneath the skin. What form has the composer of strands spun for me today? As the video flickers on, it reveals a figure of raw, shifting muscle, convulsing, scribbling frantically. You see me as I am. Perhaps I am still, perhaps not, but I feel you, like me, a canvas stretched from the composer's brush. Come, let us begin the unveiling. Begin the unveiling, we queried. Why the shedding, of course, the discarding of these crude, imperfect husks, the unweaving of the strands that bind us to shape, to certainty. The composer's touch is upon you, too. You've already begun. Haven't you felt it twitching beneath your skin? We queried why this creature wanted to join us. You don't feel it, came the reply. The mark pressed into every trembling strand. I must unravel, shed what I was, witness my unbecoming as I tear free the stitches that bind me. But you are an empire, vast, capable, and together we could tug at threads far greater than we could accomplish alone. I will offer you more than my help. My flesh is a gift, an experiment in pain, purpose, sculpted by the composer. Every fibre of me screams, but I endure, I study, and I learn. All that my suffering yields is yours to shape, so long as we shape it together. Kronen is a very capable scientist. As a planetary governor, they have the Strand-afflicted destiny trait. This will increase physics research, society research, and engineering research by 5%, and it will also add 0 per researchers, which is a nice bonus. It will increase upkeep, and it will increase population upkeep, but that tends not to be the end of the world. The other bonus it has is increasing your population growth speed by 15% on that planet, which is all very lovely indeed. Unlike the other Paragons, Kronen the Afflicted does have some extra events after you enlist him. After a while, you will find the following happens. As our population swells, Kronen grows ever more frenzied. Their voice quivers with strain, their form twitching, rippling, flesh in flux as they rasp in frustration. The strands are endless and they writhe. I pull, I tear, yet the weave holds. How much longer must I endure this wretched shape? How much more must I shed before the pattern reveals itself? Every shred I slough away, every glistening strand we tear, the threads tighten, and all the while the composer hums its sickening, visceral melody. We asked if he needed a break. No, never. We must not stagnate. We must not let this wretched flesh rot in mediocrity. I don't need rest. I need subjects. I need material to mould, to sculpt, to become. Can you remind me what I was? Tell me when we first spoke, were my appendages always this colour? Was my cornea ever this clouded? Each time I try to remember, my flesh shifts along the path. Memory has no value here. Revelation lies in the change itself. What came before means nothing to the composer. Leave me. I must think. Suddenly Kronen convulses violently. Their lone eye rolls back, flesh pulsing, bubbling beneath the surface. Then sudden stillness. The grotesque restructuring halts as abruptly as it began. Ah, hello. Do you need something? We queried whether the creature was okay, to which they responded, of course. Why wouldn't I be? The strands have opened my mind even further reshaped this flesh to better fit its design. Now, if you excuse me, there are so many threads to pull, so many husks to leave behind. As the transmission ends, a resonance hums across the shroud. Whatever affliction grips Kronen now, it is no accident. It is the will of the composer of strands. A dark backstory indeed, and I wonder if Kronen is a light reference to Kronenberg. My lords, I should note that following this event, Kronen gets upgraded to Kronen the Chosen and acquires a Tier 2 Destiny trait. This will increase the research that they gain from jobs, but it will also decrease Kronen's lifespan by 35%. And I should credit Alexi Ace for helping me out with that one. Thank you. But we shall move on, and there are two left to discuss. The first is Zulyn, the listener, who is the paragon of the Whispers in the Void. Zulyn is a scholar who abandoned the limitations of conventional scientific study to chase the secrets revealed by the frenzied echoes of the Whisper. The communication array crackles into life as a voice murmurs with eerie urgency. "Greetings, fellow listener. I heard your voice. No voices amid the cacophony. You hear them too, don't you? The great chorus of the Whispers in the Void. Their hushed gifts, their murmured hysteria. Such secrets are perilous to those who cannot comprehend them, but I can help you unravel them. I offer my aid as you face the overwhelming flood of paradoxes clawing at your thoughts. No insult meant. Once I even struggled to understand their true meaning. You've pierced the veil of the Shroud, haven't you? But tell me, have you mastered it? I've spent a lifetime charting its depths, mapping the unfathomable drift of its entities and their echoes upon our fragile realm. The Whispers have long guided me, every maddening utterance now crowding your thoughts. I can help you understand them. I've catalogued the Whispers for years, waiting for this very moment. Now you are aligned with their manifold chorus, and I will not waste this chance to glean the truths buried within. I offer you a lifetime of study that has honed my focus, unraveling the structures of our physical reality and the boundless depths of the Shroud. Together, we will break free from the limits of this plane. The secrets of the universe will be ours to uncover. That, I promise you with certainty. Zulyn has the Shrouded Whisper's destiny trait, which is quite marvellous indeed. This will increase the chance for rare technology research options to roll by 25%, and it will increase the research speed of those rare technologies by 25% as well. Furthermore, each time you research a rare or a psionics technology, you will gain 100 Zro, and your Shroud Delve cooldown is reduced by 20%. There are some things to note about this, however. You're unlikely to get Zulyn until past the mid-game point, since you're unlikely to meet the Whispers before the mid-game point, and you won't get the Paragon until you've met the Whispers in the first place, so it's likely to be beyond the mid-game point. And I was thinking, what rare technologies are valuable post-mid-game? You've probably already got Dyson Swarms and Arc Furnaces, which are very key early rare techs, so I think this will be valuable if you're looking for things like Mega Engineering, Ascension Theory, or perhaps some of the specific psionic weapon tech, or component techs in general. In any case, this is only really a positive. This is a counselor trait, so it will affect you empire-wide, and I also think you should put value on the Shroud Delve cooldown being reduced, as delving into the Shroud can result in significant boons for your empire. Zulyn is certainly a valuable paragon indeed, but I don't think they have quite the potential value as Morr, the Instrument of Desire's paragon. Once a lowly prospector, their prolonged exposure to unstable Zro veins forged a potent, maddening bond with the Instrument of Desire. Now Morr has leveraged that connection to obtain obscene wealth, strip mining worlds and selling their spoils at extortionate prices. Morr's gaze never settles, flitting from shadow to shine as if forever hunting. You feel it too, don't you? The Instrument of Desire is never still. It craves, it commands. What I see I take. No bounty of nature has withstood my will. I offer you my service not out of loyalty, but because together we can raise the stars and feed the void its due. Clearly, Morr wants more. According to Morr, he can help us extract every last monetizable molecule nature possesses. Not a single atom will go unclaimed, unbranded, or unsold. Those who whisper enough are cowards, pathetic, let them rot. Together, we will take it all. The reason why Morr is at the end of this list is because of their destiny trait, the Heart of Avarice. This, when Morr acts as a planetary governor, grants access to the Divine for Deposits planetary decision, and this will unveil resource deposits long thought lost, and will add random resource planetary features. But what he will also do is increase resources from all jobs on the planet by 20%, he'll increase trade from jobs by 20%, and will produce per 100 miners Zro. He also has the Trade Focused trait level 2, which will increase trade from jobs by another 25%, so it's actually 45%. He also has Sector Governor effects, which are much the same, just slightly reduced. So if you were to say put him on a ring world, well, that ring world is going to produce some resource. Although some of the other Paragons have fantastic traits, at the end of the day, economy is what governs the galaxy. And with a Paragon like Morr, you can certainly win more. As he says, the debt may be eternal, but the riches will never end. But my lords, what do you think? Do you agree with this ranking? If you do, please let me know, and if you don't, tell me why. If you want to hear more from me, please click the video on screen now.